Welcome to the Paulding County School District's Dual Enrollment Summit. My name is Dr. Alan Dawes, and I'm the Director of Advising and Counseling for the school district. And we're here tonight to talk about dual enrollment and all the components surrounding it. So let's get started. If you've got any questions tonight, feel free to just type into the chat box. We've got some certified counselors that are going to be looking through your questions, answering them in real time. And then if you have really specific questions that are meant for your school, then at the very end of this presentation tonight, there will be a QR code. You just either hit the link or follow the QR link and we'll get your question specifically to your school. All right, so let's get started. So what is dual enrollment? Dual enrollment is a fantastic opportunity that the state of Georgia provides for us. This is where we can take college classes that count for high school credit and for college credit simultaneously, okay? But these are actual college classes taught by college professors, either on the college campus or in an online environment. Okay, so dual enrollment is limited though to a particular group of students. So dual enrollment is only available for 11th and 12th grade students. Some 10th grade students will be able to take dual enrollment classes, but those 10th graders are only allowed to take CTAE classes, so those career technical classes, or if you were a 10th grade student and you meet Zell-Miller requirements, which is a 1200 SAT and a 3.7 GPA, then if you meet those requirements, you can take core classes. Now that's a small number of 10th grade students, so the majority of our students that utilize dual enrollment are in the 11th and the 12th grade. Another limitation to dual enrollment that was established in 2020 is that your students are now limited to 30 dual enrollment hours, so 30 college hours. It used to be that you could take as many college credits as you could possibly handle. So we used to have some students that would take 60 credits or something like that. It was amazing, but the state has limited that to 30 college hours. Now that's still a lot. That's still a full load of classes for at least a full year. Most college classes count for 3 hours each, some are 4, but on average you're looking at about 10 classes that the state can pay for you to take free college courses, which is a great opportunity for our students. Now, what is covered? I said it was free. And I mean it's free. So books, tuition, mandatory fees, those are all covered. Now, there are some things that are not covered. So if you look at the slide, it says we've got course-related fees. So there are some online fees that could come about, although they're very limited. Sometimes there are lab fees with science courses, and then expenses for travel. And obviously living on campus, they won't cover us living on campus because technically you're still a high school student, okay? But in general, you're looking at a free intro to college experience here at the high school level. Now, there are 2 options available with dual enrollment. Now, the primary option, they used to call it option A, is just where you take those dual enrollment classes at, let's say, Kennesaw State University, and you're also taking classes at the high school. That's option A. Option B is a completely different pathway, and the state of Georgia is trying right now to change the name of option B. It's not officially changed yet, but the requirements will be the same. Option B is really meant for students that want to graduate very, very quickly, and maybe they don't want to take all of their core classes or elective classes at the high school level. So option B offers a pathway where you can just take 2 math, 2 science, 2 social studies, 2 English courses, and then 1 health and personal fitness course at the high school. So that's it. So that's 9 courses total at the high school. And then the rest will be taken at the college. And in order to get this option B, you've got to either, at the college level, you've got to either take 1 associate degree, you've got to complete one diploma program, or you can finish 2 certificate programs. So that's option B. Now, we don't have a lot of students that have taken advantage of that. We do have a handful, but I do think it's a great opportunity for those specific students needing a particular pathway out of high school. But most folks are going to take option A. All right, so how do I get this process started? Okay, so the first step is we've got to decide which college to attend. Okay, so any college in the state of Georgia is going to be open to you, especially any public school, but our kids take mostly most of our classes come from these 4 institutions. Okay, so Chattahoochee Tech, Georgia Highlands, Kennesaw State, and the University of West Georgia. We have lots of students that take courses from other places as far away as Young Harris or anywhere down in Savannah and Macon. We've got kids taking classes all over the place, but most of our kids go to one of those 4 colleges. Okay. The next thing we've got to do is research. Okay. Now that you're interested in dual enrollment, that's great, but we've got to research those admission requirements. We can't just say, hey, I want to get into Kennesaw State, so then we're in. That's not how that works. We've got to actually get admitted to the college. Okay, so research those admission requirements and determine whether or not you want to be a full-time or a part-time dual enrollment student. Some students will be full-time, meaning they will take all 4 of their classes at the college. So they will not even set foot on the high school campus during the day. Or you could be a part-time dual enrollment student. You could take 1 class at the college and then 3 classes at the high school. Either way is fine, okay? But you've got to determine what you want to do with that. The next thing you've got to do is schedule and take an entrance exam if it's required. Now, this is different for different schools, right? So some schools will require an SAT or an ACT or an AccuPlacer exam, but it really just depends on the school. It depends on the timeline. During the COVID era, we did not do any of that. So, but some of those requirements are coming back in, so it really just depends on the schools. You've got to research that. And then you've got to apply and get accepted to the college. You can't do dual enrollment classes at a college without getting accepted to the college first. So those are the first few steps. Next thing, we need to attend a dual enrollment information night or watch my narrated PowerPoint on the district website. Really, this just shows you the ins and outs of dual enrollment. Tonight's really more of an overview, and that narrated PowerPoint or an information night done by your counselor is going to be a more specific how-to kind of thing to get through some of the paperwork for dual enrollment. So this goes through all of our dual enrollment participation paperwork, which is kind of a lengthy packet, and some of the state required paperwork that is included in that. The next thing is we've got to meet with your counselor. Your school counselor knows this inside and out, and we've got to meet with them and set up a time for you to kind of go over what kind of schedule you want to have. Okay, that is very important. I mean, what if you want to be a student that's at Chattahoochee Tech working with automotive stuff, and maybe that automotive class is at the same time as an AP class at the high school that you want to take. Those counselors are going to know, what conflicts are there and how to best incorporate these dual enrollment classes into your current or, future schedules, okay? And then we want to complete our Georgia Student Finance Commission funding application, okay? So this is done on the Georgia Student Finance Commission's side of things. Okay, so signing up for classes is done by the student and parent after consulting that counselor, but this is a very important piece because the counselor has to approve funding from the state, because you can't take college classes for free without filling out some additional paperwork, right? And then finally, the counselor will accept the funding application from the college. I know this sounds like a lot, so your school counselor is going to be there to work with you this whole way through. And once you go through the process, it really isn't that big of a task. It's just a matter of making sure that all of the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, so that we can get this funding approved so that you can take these college courses for free. Benefits of dual enrollment. There are a lot of benefits for dual enrollment. It looks great on your college resume. You can earn college credit for free. I've said that at least 8 times now, so that's probably the biggest one for me. It provides flexibility in your schedule. You can have a course or a schedule that's full of just online courses. So if you wanted to work while taking online classes, that's a potential for you to be able to do that. We want to take classes that you wouldn't normally get a chance to take. So let's say your school doesn't have a marketing pathway. You could take marketing courses at a particular college. Let's say your school doesn't have an automotive pathway or a construction pathway. You could take those courses at the college level. It opens the door to give you more possibilities to take different courses. You get to gain experience with college in a supportive environment. So this is a baby step, if you will, into the college environment to determine, hey, where am I at with, my academic proficiency? Am I going to be able to handle these college courses? This will kind of help you, take a smaller step in a more supportive environment to let you know, hey, I'm ready for college, or maybe I'm not. And then finally, core courses and world language courses will earn 10 bonus points on your transcript. Now, this is on the weighted transcript. So this looks great. Another reason why it looks great in a college application, because it does raise your potential GPA, not the hope GPA, but your weighted GPA that most colleges will look at for entrance exams. So it's a really great opportunity. Now, talked about the benefits. Now let's talk about some things on the other side, some things we want to consider. Dual enrollment is not for everyone. Okay, there are benefits to it, yes, but it is not for everyone. We need to consider your students' academic and emotional maturity when making this decision. You're going to be in classes, seated in classes if you're physically there, with individuals that may be 20, 30, 40 years old or older. So that's something to consider if you are taking these dual enrollment courses. Students are also going to be the only ones that communicate with a professor. If there is a situation that comes up with the college professor, mom and dad cannot reach out to the college. It's got to be the student that is reaching out to the college. And that is a big difference. I've had students reach out to me working as an administrator at a high school and just saying, hey, can you help me with this situation? I've got an issue with a professor at this school or that school. And I am not really able to help because they're the college and we're the school, and that's not the way that works. The student has to be able to talk to the professor specifically. So that's something to consider. You need to speak with your high school counselor before making any schedule changes, because it is potentially possible for you to drop a class at the college level and it actually negatively affects your high school transcript. Okay, I want to be very clear about this. You've got to make sure your high school counselor knows before you make any changes to your college schedule. Failure to do so may result in a 69 numeric grade on the student's transcript for a dropped course. If it counts against you at the college level, it'll count against you at the high school level. So that's something to consider. We want to contact your high school counselor for participating in dual enrollment for each semester. Okay, each semester for dual enrollment requires enough planning that we need to look ahead and make sure our schedules line up correctly. So we got to make sure that we're doing that. So what that means for you is making sure that you are contacting and being in complete communication with your school counselor. And then finally, we got to adhere to deadlines for post-secondary institutions. It's one thing if you miss a deadline at a school, we don't want you to miss a deadline at a school. But if you miss a deadline at a school, you have relationships built with the teacher or with the assistant principal or the principal, and you go and talk with them, that's a little bit different than some of our post-secondary institutions. If you miss a college deadline, a lot of times you just missed it, and that's that. So we've got to make sure that you're making, you've gotten those really good organization skills built up where you're going to make sure that you hit all of your deadlines necessary. All right, so I wanted to hear from a couple of our students that have taken some dual enrollment courses. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to them, and I'll let them talk to you a little bit about what they liked about dual enrollment and some of the considerations they had before taking those classes.
Hi, my name is Sophia Pigo, and I am a senior at East Paulding High School, and I am also a dual enrollment student at Chattahoochee Technical College. I have been doing dual enrollment since my first semester of my junior year, and I think I have about 9 or 10 classes under my belt, which is really helpful with me being a senior and graduating in May and me going off to college next year. This is really giving me a good insight at what college is going to be like and how some of the classes kind of work. I have taken all of my classes online, and I have loved it, which I don't think I'm going to be doing online classes when after I graduate, but it's been great with my busy schedule, and especially if you are a work-based learning student, it is so much easier to be able to get your work done for dual enrollment, as well as working and with all the other craziness that goes on, especially if you are a senior and all the other senior activities. I have nothing bad to say about dual enrollment, and if you are thinking about it, I would definitely say go ahead.
Hi, my name is Logan Jewell, and I'm a senior at North Paulding High School. I started the dual enrollment program the fall of my senior year, and I've loved it. It has given me a first-hand look at the college level work, and I've seen other benefits such as improvements in my workload and overall grades. I wish I had started the program sooner because it also provides the flexibility of my other high school activities. And you can also take a whole bunch of fun classes such as English 1101 or college algebra. I would recommend dual enrollment program to other students because of the knowledge you gain for that future college transition from high school. I know through my experience, I feel very prepared for my future at the college level.
Hi, I'm Riley Maloney, and I'm currently dual enrolling at Chattahoochee Tech. This year is my first year dual enrolling, but so far I've absolutely loved it. Right now I'm taking college algebra, psychology, and English 1101. All 3 of the classes I'm taking are completely online, so I don't have to go into person at all, and all of my assignments are all online. When you're first starting, it can be kind of confusing trying to figure out where all your assignments are, but once you get the hang of it, it's really simple and really easy to find everything. When I'm doing assignments, I can go my own pace so I can get things done early, or I can go back to the assignment as many times as I need to completely understand the material. When I first started dual enrolling, I wish I had known how many things were going to go into getting accepted and getting it actually started. I really recommend dual enrolling because I think it's a great way to get your college education started early, and I think it's a great decision financially. If you're thinking about dual enrolling, I really think it's a great idea. Just know you're going to have to work hard and keep up with your assignments.
All right, welcome back. So you heard from those students, and they had some great things to say about dual enrollment. They also had some things to kind of look out for. So let's talk about, let's get into some of those next steps and filling out some of those applications, okay? So first thing I want to talk about is the dual enrollment Georgia Student Finance Commission application, which is on Georgia Futures, okay? It's located on the dual enrollment webpage for Georgia Futures. It's an online version, okay? It's completed by eligible public and private high school students. And so this is something that the counselor is going to be able to do, help you do, excuse me. This is something that's on your plate. You specifically as a student are filling out this application, but the counselor is going to be with you along the way. So once we get that done, we have our own district paperwork that we need to get done. So this includes the student and parent acknowledgement form. So this must be done first, and it's good for the current academic year, so it's 1 per year. It also includes the dual enrollment course planning form, which basically just helps you and the counselor put down on paper the courses that you want to take, when you want to take them. It's a planning document to hopefully help you, kind of get a hold of what you want to do with dual enrollment. And then finally, we're going to go over the dual enrollment district exceptions, which is not for every student. So we'll go over, why you might need that here in a moment. So this is what the first page of the dual enrollment student and parent acknowledgement form looks like. It is mandatory for all students. It goes over just some considerations and also some of the details of, what happens if I drop a course, what happens if I add a course, what happens if I can't get in touch with, this person or this person at the college. It goes over some different areas for applications, approvals, including, can I even self-pay? Can I pay for my own courses? It goes through all of that. So this is something that's got to be done by you and with the counselor, okay? This is what the advisement agreement looks like, okay? So this is basically this course planning form, right? And it helps you kind of see a fall schedule and a spring schedule, how it's laid out, that kind of thing. And then these are the district exceptions. Every now and then we have students that want to take additional classes that are outside of their 4 academic courses that are allowed inside of our schedule. So there are actually a couple of different scenarios where you need to get district approval. Your school counselor will help you walk through this, okay? But option 1 is approval for more than 8 total credits, so 8.5 credits or more in an academic year. So right now at the high school level, you take 4 classes in the fall and 4 classes in the spring. So if you want to take more than that, and these happen to be dual enrollment courses, then you'll fill out this district exception form and it'll go to me for approval. Option 2 is a full-time high school student and dual enrollment courses taken outside of the school day. Okay, so let's say you're trying to take these courses that are outside of the school day, either before our school day or after our school day. Those need to be approved. Option 3 is full-time dual enrollment students with more than 12 hours of dual enrollment classes in one semester. 12 hours of dual enrollment classes, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's considered a full load. So if you want to take more than that, you've got to get an exception form. One of the reasons is we do not want to overload you. Okay? These are college level courses and they can be quite rigorous, and we need to make sure that we are not overloading our students, so it requires an additional exception form. And then option 4 is self-pay. This is relatively new within the last couple of years. So once students meet the 30-hour requirement, the 30-hour cutoff for state funding, so this is for students that have taken dual enrollment courses and they've gotten to that 30-hour barrier. They can choose to continue with dual enrollment, but they've got to pay for it. Now, if they pay for it, it will still go on the college transcript and on the high school transcript. That is the key. Now, I know you're thinking, well, why pay for it now? I could pay for it in college. Well, you're still getting double credit. You're getting the high school credit and the college credit, and you can use the self-pay, basically where the students or parents pay for the course at the college, and it still goes on the high school transcript. There's some additional behind-the-scene things that we've got to do with those courses, so that requires an exception form as well. So most students won't use the exception form, but some of them do. And you can see this is what the exception form looks like. It's one page, it's very straightforward. If this happens to apply to you, then you're gonna just talk to your school counselor and you can go from there. All right, we've got a few dual enrollment opportunities at the actual high school campus that are available to our students. Sometimes we have either college professors that will come to our high schools, or we have teachers at the high school level that have met the requirements for being a college professor, and they are kind of pulling double duty. Okay? So there are a few options with this. We do have a healthcare pathway with Selena Hake at Hiram High School, so she's approved to teach dual enrollment classes at Hiram High School simultaneously with her other high school courses. We do have this option available at the Paulding College and Career Academy, and those change, semester to semester, year to year. So it's possible that there could be, intro classes like, for example, English 1101, or it could be more specific like the CNA pathway for nursing. So it really just kind of depends. The Paulding College and Career Academy right now does offer a few of those dual enrollment classes there, and again, it changes year to year. So if you have questions about that, talk to your school counselor, or you can contact the Paulding College and Career Academy. So next we get to Paulding Virtual Academy. So PVA, you can do dual enrollment with PVA, just like you can do dual enrollment with a class at, let's say, East Paulding High School. There is basically no difference with that. If you have questions about that, if you are a Paulding virtual student and you want to take dual enrollment classes, then you can contact Sharon Penley. She's the school counselor at PVA that will be handling that process. Where can I get more information? Your local high school counselor. Our dual enrollment course directory is also listed there. The district counseling website, you see the link for that. And finally, the Georgia Futures website. You can see that there. So really, your school counselor is going to be the first person that you should go to. They're the expert. They deal with this stuff every day, and they're happy to help you. So we've heard from the students. Now I'd like to hear from the colleges. So we have a few of the college reps that have put together just 2 or 3 or 4 minute information videos for you. So I'd like to hear from them now, and we'll do a recap when we get back.
Welcome, and thank you for showing interest in Chattahoochee Tech's dual enrollment program. My name is Amy Sigel, and I'm a student outreach specialist for Chattahoochee Tech covering Paulding County. A little bit about us. We are the largest technical college in the state of Georgia. We have more than 10,000 students, and we have a 98.2% job placement rate, as well as being SACS accredited. We have 8 different campus locations, including Appalachian, Austell, Canton, Marietta, Mountain View, North Metro, Paulding, and Woodstock. We have 70 plus degrees, diplomas, and certificates, and more than 50 programs of study. Chat Tech offers classes during the day, evening, and also on the weekend. We also offer both online and in-person classes. Since we are a technical school, we offer lots of trade skills that set our students up for success to go out and get a job in the work field. We also offer lots of other programs, including nursing, dental assisting, cybersecurity, computer programming, logistics and supply chain management, cosmetology, design and media, welding, networking, cybersecurity, criminal justice, and so many more. We have 28 credits that are guaranteed to transfer within the university system of Georgia. A lot of our students will take advantage of dual enrollment to knock out some of these core classes, since they will transfer with them as long as they stay within the university system of Georgia. Some of these transfer credits include American Government, American Literature, Chemistry 1, Chemistry 2, College Algebra, Pre-Calculus, U.S. History 1, U.S. History 2, and the rest of the transfer credits on the screen. There are lots of benefits to dual enrollment. You're saving time, you're earning college credit while you're still in high school, you're getting ahead of all your other classmates who are not taking advantage of dual enrollment, you're gaining college experience, you're becoming ready for the workforce, and you're getting hands-on training. I think the biggest benefit to dual enrollment is you're saving so much money. Your first 30 credit hours are fully funded through dual enrollment. This includes your tuition and also your books. Who is eligible for dual enrollment? 9th graders are no longer eligible to participate in the dual enrollment program according to the Dual Enrollment Georgia Senate legislation. 10th graders wanting to take degree level core must adhere to the Dual Enrollment Georgia Senate legislation requirements. 10th graders wanting to take occupational or CTAE type courses can participate with no restrictions. Also, 11th and 12th graders can participate in dual enrollment with no restrictions as long as they meet the dual enrollment admissions into the college. So, if you have students who are wanting to come to Chat Tech during the summer of 2023, they have to have their college application in no later than March 1st. If they are wanting to come to us in fall of 2023, their application has to be in no later than May 1st. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Annie Stigall, and I am with Chat Tech covering Paulding County. My contact is on this page down below. Thank you so much for your time.
Take charge of your future with Georgia Highlands College. The dual enrollment program is a wonderful opportunity for students to be able to earn high school graduation credits as well as college credits. You can get a head start on your college degree while exploring areas of study you are interested in. Dual enrollment classes allow you to challenge yourself academically and experience the rigor of college coursework. GHC's dual enrollment students have access to all the student services and resources such as the Tutorial Center, libraries, counseling, and more. Applicants should be sure to get their admission application submitted by the deadline shown here. The most up-to-date information on the application process and admission requirement can be viewed by scanning the QR code and visiting GHC's dual enrollment page. Georgia Highlands was founded in 1970 as Floyd Junior College with one campus in Floyd County. We have expanded to multiple locations and offer a wide variety of associate and bachelor's degree options, and continue to add additional pathways. We are a state public college that is part of the University System of Georgia. As part of the USG, classes taken at GHC will transfer to any other school within the USG. GHC offers online and in-person classes. Classes can be taken during the fall, spring, and/or summer semesters. Both the University System of Georgia and GHC reviewed and revised dual enrollment admission criteria at the end of 2022. The new admission standards shown here allow more students to take advantage of the dual enrollment program. For admissions purposes, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade applicants have the option of submitting PSAT, SAT, pre-ACT, or ACT scores. There is also the option of AccuPlacer testing at Georgia Highlands. Before beginning the application process, students should seek approval from their high school and follow these steps below. Step 1, create a Georgia Futures account if you do not have one. You will use your Georgia Futures account for both your admissions application and your dual enrollment funding application. Step 2, complete the GHC admissions application by the required deadline. Step 3, testing. If you have qualifying ACT or SAT scores, request them to be sent to Georgia Highlands, or submit qualifying pre-ACT and PSAT currently approved for 2022-23 or 2023-24. Or register for the AccuPlacer test through Georgia Highlands Check Admission Status page. The application deadline does not apply to testing or test score submissions. Step 4, have your high school transcript sent to Georgia Highlands College. Step 5, be on track to complete the required high school curriculum as set forth by the USG, which is determined by Georgia Highlands after receiving your high school transcript. And then step 6, have any previous dual enrollment college attendance transcripts sent to Georgia Highlands. All of the above steps and documents are required before an admissions decision can be made. Students must be admitted before they can register for any classes. The following can be done in any order. If you have any AP score reports, have them sent to Georgia Highlands. Submit your lawful presence document. Student and parent guardians complete the online Georgia Student Finance Commission dual enrollment funding application. Submit your Georgia Highlands Certificate of Immunization or GRITS form. Complete and submit the FERPA release form if you'd like us to be able to speak with your parent or guardian. Monitor your check admission status page for outstanding requirements, holds, and your current admission status. When it is time to register for classes, directions will be emailed to you on how to review the course offerings page and how to submit the dual enrollment course request form. Georgia Highlands does not accept emailed or unofficial transcripts or SAT or ACT score reports. These guidelines should be followed when submitting documents in order to prevent delays in processing your admissions documents and an admissions decision being made. The test scores used for admission also determine what classes dual enrollment students are eligible to take. It is possible that even though you're admitted to the program, students will have limitations on class eligibility. Listed here are the requirements needed to take college algebra, quantitative reasoning, elementary statistics, and English Composition 1, which are the most inquired about. Your high school and GHC's dual enrollment coordinator will assist you in determining your class eligibility. If you find you're not currently eligible to take certain classes you wanted to, you may submit new scores if you retest and have higher scores. Dual enrollment students are allowed 30 hours of funding for approved courses. 10th grade students must meet the requirement of either having an ACT composite score of 26 or an SAT total score of 1200 to be eligible for funding. 10th grade students who are admissible but do not meet this requirement will be required to self-pay for classes. Additionally, any student who wants to take an unfunded course or exceeds their 30 hours of funding may do so by self-paying. Thank you for considering and taking time to learn about the dual enrollment program at Georgia Highlands College. If you have any questions or would like more information, please contact Mary Ann Sailors, our dual enrollment coordinator.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shariah Aldridge. I am your dual enrollment coordinator here at KSU, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our dual enrollment program. So here we have our admissions requirements. We do accept high school juniors and seniors. You must have a 3.0 core GPA, 2 units of English and math, science, 1 unit of social science. So just keep that in mind. If you want to apply for a college algebra course, you must have completion of Algebra 2 first. Our SAT and ACT requirements are listed here. Do keep in mind that if you don't meet all of the SAT requirements, so if you have a 470 evidence-based reading and writing and a 440 math, we will still accept you. You just won't be able to take non-STEM courses. Same applies for your math. So if you meet the requirements on evidence-based reading and writing, but you get a 430 on the SAT math, then you won't be able to take STEM courses. For our 10th graders, please keep in mind that you have to take the SAT or the ACT. We do not accept PSAT scores or AccuPlacer scores. So you do have to complete the actual exam. You have to have a 1200 total on your SAT and a 26 on that ACT. What our application process looks like. So you'll submit an application to KSU, you'll get rerouted to Georgia Futures, you will complete your application, then you will submit to us your high school transcripts and any other college transcripts if you have previously dual enrolled. You will also submit AP test scores if you have taken AP exams, and you will submit the new dual enrollment policy form. You will also complete your dual enrollment funding application, and that is something that you can sit down and complete with your parents. Then your high school counselor completes a portion, and then we complete the final portion. And this is how we cover the funds for your dual enrollment courses. Very important to complete this. If you do not complete this form, we will not be able to provide you funding for those dual enrollment courses. Our admissions deadline. So if you're applying for summer, your application needs to be in by the 31st. If you're applying for fall, your application needs to be in by the 14th. The document deadlines listed here means that your test scores, high school transcripts, and your dual enrollment policy form must be submitted by these deadlines. That's April 14th for summer and April 28th for the fall. We do offer classes on the Kennesaw and Marietta campus. We have in-person classes, hybrid classes, so half in-face, half online, and then we have fully online class offerings as well. This goes for both campuses, Marietta and Kennesaw. So your funding, what will be your funding responsibility? You will have to cover course lab fees, parking if you are parking on campus, housing and meal plans. And then if you are doing any self-pay courses, so of courses not covered by dual enrollment funding, or if you have exhausted your funding hours, you will have to pay for those. Do keep in mind if you have proctored exams and your professors want you to buy Scantrons, you will have to take care of those funds as well. Parking is not optional if you are attending face-to-face classes. You will have to buy a parking pass. I know this was a very quick presentation, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. You can also visit our website, dep.kennesaw.edu, where you can find all of the information I just went over and additional information, and feel free to give us a phone call as well. Hooty hoo.
Hello, everybody. My name is Abby Adair with the University of West Georgia, and I'm excited to tell you a little bit about our dual enrollment program. So the dual enrollment program allows high school students to take UWG courses to simultaneously satisfy their high school graduation requirements while also earning college credits. So let's talk a little bit about academics and resources. So the UWG dual enrollment program does offer eligible courses from the following core areas: math, science, English, social science, and world or foreign languages. And these courses can be taken on campus, hybrid, or 100% online, offering you tons of flexibility. So as a dual enrollment student, you do have access to all of the same support services as our traditional students. The big ones that I really want you to be aware of are the Writing Center, the Tutoring Center, and the Math Lab. So if you're ever struggling in a course or just want some extra attention or review on any assignments you may have, the academic support services are incredible and available to you for free. They can be in person or online. So when you join the PAC as a dual enrollment student, you can take advantage of free gym access. You can have free entry to any sporting event on campus as long as you have your Wolf card. You can join any academic organizations and leadership organizations. And you also have all access to campus facilities such as the library, university community center, and so much more. So funding and next steps. So dual enrollment funding does cover all tuition and mandatory fees and textbooks. The only thing that it's not going to cover are course-specific fees. Examples of this are lab fees, communication fees, things like that. If you ever have a question about if a course that you're interested in does have a course-specific fee, you can always reach out to us and we can check on that before you register. Both the student and the parent or legal guardian must complete the participation agreement in order for students to participate in the dual enrollment program. So you must complete the funding app. You can scan the QR code below or visit georgiafutures.org. We must have this before you can register for courses. You can complete the free dual enrollment application by scanning the QR code on the screen or going to westga.edu/beginwest. We're going to need official transcripts and official SAT or ACT scores. So if you would like to take a screenshot or a picture of this screen, it has all of the different requirements depending on grade level. I do want you to notice that 10th grade students are required to have total or composite scores and eligible or to be eligible for funding. So just make sure that you are aware of that if you plan to start as a 10th grade student. Also, 11th and 12th grade students, we are accepting PSAT and pre-SAT, ACT, and AccuPlacer. 11th and 12th grade students can also be admitted by meeting 1/2 of the test score requirements. I do want you to be aware at the bottom of the screen, it does list what courses you would be allowed to take if you were admitted based off of only 1/2 of the requirement. If you're admitted based off of both, you can enroll in any eligible dual enrollment course. Okay, if you have any questions, you can contact us at dualenroll@westga.edu. Thank you.
We heard from the colleges, and now we've heard from our students as well. And we know that dual enrollment is a fantastic opportunity for our students that is great for some, maybe not great for others, but it's out there, and we're glad that you now know about it. So if you've got any general questions, hopefully we were able to answer some of those in the chat function during the presentation. But if you have specific questions for your school, if you click on this link, or take a picture of this QR code. This will take you to a questionnaire, and you can type in your question, and we'll get that to your specific school so that one of your own school counselors will answer that question for you. I know that some questions are going to be more specific. If you want to know, will this course work with this schedule or that kind of thing, those are going to be specific questions that only a school counselor would be able to answer you from your school. So make sure to take a picture of that QR code or click on that link, and that'll help you kind of get your questions answered. We really appreciate you tuning in tonight, and we hope you have a great evening.